about how the biochar and the carbon work. You know, the terra soils, which were kind of the things that it was based on. When you read about those, it was just lots of the carbon in there, lots of charcoal. It wasn't really biochar, it was charcoal and pieces of broken clay and, you know, and this super stable soil that didn't lose its fertility. And as we've learned now, we put biochar in all of our potting soils when we're making it up, along with the azomite and compost, the same thing we've been doing. We try to do the biochar now, but now we know a little bit more about how it functions. You know, biochar, I like to explain it as being an apartment in the soil for your soil microorganisms. And so, as soil functions, it produces gases. And the gases generally just come up and escape out of the soil unless there's things in there to trap it. And that's what the little fine particles of biochar, charcoal, and azomite also does the same thing. It's super, super porous. And so it absorbs the gases, the nitrogen and stuff that's coming out of the soil. So it's like absorbing that food source. And then it also is like a sponge, and it absorbs water. And so here you have these little particles with massive amounts of surface area that are storing food and water. And so the microbes colonize those. And so in a time of stress, they might start dying out in the other soil or moving into their houses where they have food and water and protection. And then when the soil gets some more moisture on it or the conditions change so that they can live again, they'll come back out into the soil. Because soil health's all about those microorganisms in the soil. You know, it's not about the fertility you throw on there. It's not about all those other things. It's about having the microorganisms in there and enough things in there for them to live in. They got to have their houses. They got to be fed, and they got to have water, just like people. I think biochar is going to be most important because it's remineralizing and bringing some soil health back to from ground that we can put it on. It's a matter of using it the right kind in the right places. For me, it's a definite part of my future and our future. And so there's a lot, we have so much to learn about biochar, and that's part of what this big biochar project is.